First things first, we do not know the losses, so I'm going to assume that Ukrainian and Russian losses are equal, which is far more reasonable than what some of the Russian sources are saying, well, pro-Russian sources. Yeah. And here's the thing. The Russians have put too much troops in. It's taken too long, and what's ended up happening is that they've given Ukraine a lot of time to prepare, and it's bogged down their advance. And the Ukrainians are smart and for not surrendering. So what's happened is Russia's sent good troops in, presumably, and I don't know what they're doing with the Donetsk forces, which are suffering high casualties by the numbers they're reporting to Russia. So, yeah. What I would have done is get the Donetsk forces, get them to surround the city, and dig defenses. And then what I would have got is a whole bunch of drones, armed with precision weapons, and they're just constantly monitoring the city. Yep. So what happens when the Ukrainians use heavy infrastructure weapons and stuff? Well, if they're using a howitzer in the middle of the city, you get precision drone weapons, just destroy the howitzer. Simple. Don't hit it with another howitzer. Use drones, because drones are good for pinpoint strikes, in my opinion. And that's pretty good. So what happened for the Ukrainians, I think the spotter drones for artillery are more effective for the Ukrainians, because they can spot a Russian column and they can just fire a whole bunch of rounds at it and destroy more tanks than if it was just a TB2 of 4 micro munitions. But if it, for a siege, it would just stop the Ukrainians from using heavy weapons. Of course, there'd be snipers in buildings, so you'd use tanks to hit the sniper room, or just use sniper battles. Sniper battle sounds good to me. And what you can do is you can get all your good forces who are currently fighting in Mariupol, and they can just attack and drive into Ukraine. But it seems Russia has botched their attack. They're withdrawing from Kiev, which is a smart move, because I was thinking that main force was to be like, we're on the doorstep of Kiev and force surrender early on. And of course they could stay, but they're probably having too much casualties, so it's kind of like a Gallipoli situation. Except they don't want to stay too long, because it's a stalemate, and Ukraine wouldn't win anyway, but they wouldn't win, and those troops could be better used somewhere else. So yeah. But what's happened is that Mariupol is going, and I think one of the reasons why they've gone attack is to destroy Azov. Well, what I think has happened is that Azov have evacuated all their top guys from Mariupol, because they had a mostly successful helicopter evacuation, which is not covered that much. But what I think may have happened was they got some helicopters filled with supplies, and one of them was an Mi-24 apparently. And they dropped off some supplies, and they're evacuating the injured, because I presume the Russians have destroyed all the hospitals. So they can't evacuate the injured. And like the top brass have gone away into the helicopters, and they'll probably be sent to other places. And what's going to happen now is that all the other battles for cities are going to be like Mariupol. So Russia has really effed up the attack on Mariupol. So yeah, that is all